This is entitled The Flower. Let's say you're holding the seed of a flower in your hand. Do you sit there and look at that seed and say, boy, this is beautiful. How beautiful. This is just, mmm, what a lovely seed. What a lovely flower. I smell it, so fragrant. Woohoo. And then, like, what about when you go to dig up the dirt and put that in and all the, you got to dig the hole. You're like, ooh, that dirt in that hole is beautiful. Beautiful dirt. Love it. Here's a seed, beautiful seed, putting it in the beautiful dirt. And then you put the seed in the dirt and you water it. Beautiful water. It is. I mean, all these things are beautiful, but most people aren't looking at it this way. So most people who don't really look at nature the way it is, people who are into growing gardens and flowers, they understand this. But let's say as it's growing and it just like a little sprout comes out. You're like, oh, look at that beautiful sprout. Some people may not look at it that way. I do. So now that we get to this point, I would think it's a cute little sprout too. But I also am looking back at the past and thinking to the point that that sprout came from a seed. This is how this thing works, and its past processes lead it to do these things through the course of time. So it goes from that little seed, put the seed in the dirt, as long as the seed doesn't dry out or crack or something. Right? So then you put that undried, uncracked seed in the dirt. You put the dirt over the seed. You put some water on it. Gives it some sunlight. You wait, and it sprouts, and it grows a stem, and it goes longer, and with some roots all under the ground, and it goes longer and longer, and it gets a little bud on it, and then you like that whole time you're not thinking to yourself, "Oh, beautiful! Oh, so beautiful! Oh, so fragrant! So beautiful!" And then it finally opens up, and you say, "Oh, wow! That's a beautiful flower." And you might pluck it, or else you don't pluck it. You might let it there. It might live for a little longer. You might pluck it, put it in the vase, and keep it for a vase. Who knows what you want to call it? And keep it for a little while, and it'll dry up and eventually die. And you sit there looking at it. Maybe while it's in the vase, you might look at it and think, "Very nice." Or while it's out in your flower garden, think, "Oh wow, that's so nice. My beautiful flowers." You'll do that. But then after it dies, you think, look in that same place that it was, and think, "Oh, that's beautiful. So beautiful that flower. Oh, that's beautiful." Like what that flower was, or do you sit there thinking like, oh, that flower, the life it had, and do you criticize it as it's growing and say, hey, do it faster? And when it's gone, do you say, remember when that one day and it was raining and it dripped in the wrong spot? I mean, I'm trying to use some flower analogies here, but I'm just saying the course of the life of anything isn't the end product, or to sit there and remember what it was when it was finally done. The magnificent part of anything is the whole process. Realizing that seed came from another flower, apparently, and that dirt and that mud completely changes all the time. The water rains on it, gives it different molecules and different structures, and it settles and moves, and the wind blows and moves this and that. That everything just it's so wonderful. And if you could just break it down a little and simplify your mind and think about the fact that flowers grow and grass grows and things like that grow. Like those things, those natural happenings are going on within you. And if you never think about those things and ever put your thought and your energy into helping those things or allowing those things to be with by relaxing your body and just totally not stressing out about the things that your mind is allowing you to go wild on because you don't have control of it. So use this little analogy with the flower to realize that everybody is beautiful throughout the whole course. And whether they're gone, if they gave you a lesson that you liked or a lesson that you don't like, either way, their life was magic. And everything about everybody can become understandable. Whether it was totally wrong and horrible or seemed wrong and seemed horrible, or if it was magnificent and worthy of being remembered as a hero, like those things it's not just the end product. Everybody has goods and bads. We just don't focus on the goods about anyone if they don't have a name. And anyone who's famous, we only focus on their goods and never bring up their bads. We're all that. Same people that are on TV doing things like that still go to the store, still change their clothes and go do normal things. And at one time, they used to shop at Dollar General and all the little discount stores just like us, and they lived the life and they've gone through those things, like nobody's really different. When people see people as actors, that's like a, you know, being at work, and at work you be a good worker. When you're playing a role of a movie, hopefully an actor plays that role well, and we take that actor as if that's the person that they're playing. But think about your own life. I mean, who told you what your script was? Who started you off? Did you? And I doubt that you did. So now, because you're a flower and your petals are blooming and they're sticking out there and the sun's shining, you can decide how you're going to blossom. So take that as a good thing to ponder over. Be a flower, but appreciate everything in life for the course, not just for the ending, because there really is no ending. It continues and continues and continues. Just doesn't look the same. It's going to always change, but we all know that. So until next time, peace and love.